she might be getting bored. At least I'll knock, chit chat, see if she has any needs, then I'll leave. And he started doing that until they would talk a little bit more. Until finally, he said, let me come in and eat with her and keep her company because she must be so bored. One thing led to another after a period of months. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Last time we talked about Jurayj, the monk from Bani Israel. And this time we're going to talk about Barsisa, the monk. A total opposite lesson. Barsisa, the monk, is the example of what not to do. Many people who are new to Islam, and this whole series is for people who are new to Islam and new to learning about this religion, and Islam keeps spreading and there's so many new Muslims entering in, and also we can call them recommitting Muslims, maybe just born culturally Muslim, just starting to learn. The spiritual path in Islam can never be devoid or separated or divorced from the law. Barsisa was a type of spiritualist in the world of the Bani Israel, in which he focused solely on spirituality, and he actually dismissed the scholars of the Torah, and he dismissed the law of Moses, and he focused only on acts of worship. And he used to preach to people. He used to say, I get the inspiration directly from God. These scholars of the law only read the Torah and they tell you the law. So when a person goes against the law that Allah brought, and he goes against the scholars who are the transmitters of the religion, then Allah Ta'ala humiliates them. Barsisa was a worshipper of a great reputation, and Allah showed us in the sequence of events that are about to take place that he was a fraud and he was misguided. And if you go without theology and law, you will get misguided. The world of spirituality is so complex, so vast, that it's easy to confuse what is satanic and from what is angelic. And you only need the law. Only the law and theology, knowledge of Quran and Hadith can separate that for you. So Barsisa was approached by two young men. They said, we're going out for business and we have a long journey ahead of us, but we have a young girl, a sister, who needs to be taken care of. This sister, now you take care of her, just bring her some food, it will be grateful if you do this. Immediately Barsisa, if he knew the law, he should have said, give this job to a husband and a wife, where the woman could go and do it instead of me. He's a single man and she's a single woman. No man should ever be alone in a room with a woman, even if he's teaching her the Quran, and even if it's the Virgin Mary herself, which means that Virgin Mary, we know she's never going to do anything. Allah protects her, and the Quran is the best thing to do. Even that, because Shaitan will do his work. And this is what happened. Barsisa, in the beginning, he did things right, and we shouldn't have taken the job in the first place, but he did things right. Put the food, knock, and he'd leave. Then he started after a while. Now, Shaitan doesn't work on the first day or the first week. After some long period of time, he said, she might be getting bored. At least I'll knock, chit chat, see if she has any needs, then I'll leave. And he started doing that until they would talk a little bit more. Until finally, he said, let me come in and eat with her and keep her company because she must be so bored. One thing led to another after a period of months. So subtly is the work of Iblis. If he can get you to move away from the truth in ant step, that's the small distance away from truth he celebrates. Because you could just multiply that by 1,000,000. And that's what happened to Barsisa. Eventually, you can imagine what happened. They became intimate with one another. And not just once, multiple times she became pregnant. A person falls into something once, Allah Ta'ala doesn't bring down the punishment right away. So she's not going to get pregnant from your first sin. No. Allah Ta'ala gives people a chance to repent. A man one time said to Sayyidina Ali, I'm about to be punished and get my punishment for theft. It was my first time. Ask Umar for reprieve. I won't do it again. So Sayyidina Ali told Sayyidina Umar the story. Umar ibn Khattab shook his head. He said, Allah doesn't humiliate someone from the first time that they mess up. So they kept being intimate with one another until she became pregnant. When she became pregnant, now Barsisa has a big problem. So he killed her and he buried her. When the brothers came back, they said, "What happened?" He said, "Unfortunately, she got sick when you were away and she died. And I buried her right here." They said, "Oh, we have our own graveyard. Let's dig her up and bury her with the rest of the family." Now, once that happens, once they said that, he knew he was in trouble. They're going to dig her up. They're going to see stab wounds. They're going to see pregnancy. Now he's got a big problem. So he went off into the wilderness seeking some kind of help when he saw an apparition. And that apparition said to him, "I can get you out of this problem." He said, "What do you need? I'll do anything to get out of this calamity that I put myself in." He said, "Prostrate to me." He said to himself, "I'll just do it this once and make tawbah later." He did it. As soon as he did that, he picked his head up. He saw nothing there except the sound of laughter. Shaitan cackling that he got this alleged and so-called worshiper and spiritual person to end up prostrating to him. The basic fundamentals of religion were not observed here. Basic fundamentals of gender. Certain features in the human being are so powerful they have to be tightly controlled, just like the gas and the water in this house. Everyone's house has gas, water, electricity. These temptations that human beings have to be tightly controlled in the same way that your gas, water, and electricity are in your house. Imagine if the gas is running in your stove. Within minutes, everyone will be passed out. Within hours, everyone will be dead. That's how important it is to control the gas in your house. But you can't have a house without gas. Likewise, Barsisa made very simple, basic, fundamental mistakes that came as a result of him belittling the law. He belittled the law. When he came back, they dug up the sister's grave. They found she's pregnant and murdered. They took him and they executed him. He died upon prostrating to the devil. And Allah humiliates people who guide people away from the truth, away from scholars, and away from the law. This series is for people learning about spirituality for the first time, trying to know what is a spiritual path. A lot of people are attracted to that element of Islam, but it has to be regulated no different than the water in your house. If there's a leak in your house, that could be a $50,000 problem if you don't tackle it quick. You can't have a house without water, but if you do, it has to be tightly regulated. And Islamic spirituality, the world of spirituality, can make a person have access to satanic spirituality as well as angelic, the angelic realm. It's not just one realm. Spirituality is not all good. It can also be very bad. And it could open you up to Satan and his whispers. So we need the law to regulate that.
If you like these videos, you can catch more of them at Safina Society's YouTube channel, and you could study with us online at arcview.org.